So, I was raised by wolves, and after they'd been married for 50 years, they decided they were going to celebrate by bringing the whole wolf clan together. And they decided to do it in a traditional family style by doing something that we've never ever done nor wanted to do, which was go on a cruise ship. Now, this seemed like a really bad idea to me, but okay, for family solidarity, I would show up. And I showed up, and immediately you get this sense like there's something weird about this. Like, you're walking on the boat, and you're trying to figure it out, and they stop you and they take your picture. So it's like picture like... And then you're walking up the stairs to try to find your room, and at the top of the stairs there's these large glasses with delicious looking alcoholic drinks, and there's a guy there handing them to you. And as you get to the top of the stairs, you're like, oh, a giant fruity drink. And then as you pass around behind him, on the table behind him is a sign that says, drinks $17 or whatever it was. They were selling the drinks, but they were pretending that they were giving them away. And so we were on, we were being careful at this point. And the whole trip was like being a sheep around sheep shearers. They were just looking for every opportunity to fleece you of your money. And it was like, this isn't really fun. This is like being at a mall surrounded by water. You can't leave, you have to stay at the mall. And so we were struggling, me and my brother especially, were struggling so hard to have a good time. Everywhere we went, it was always like, okay, that's an interesting thing. How much does it cost? Oh, so we already paid thousands of dollars to be there, and they're trying to get money out of us, everything. So finally, on like almost the last day, they have a little private island, which I think is a little weird, but you could go to the private island, and they had snorkeling, and apparently you could snorkel with the manta rays. And I was like, wow, that sounds great. And they fed the manta rays, so they're always there. And we got the snorkel gear, we paid for the snorkel gear, and we snorkeled around, and there was the manta rays, and it was glorious, and there's manta rays everywhere, and it was just like, yes! And my brother and I were coming out of the water, and just as he's getting out of the water, he pulls off his flipper, and he kicks a bunch of coral, and he breaks his little toe. Not the end of the world. I mean, he's a mountain climber, and he's had injuries, but it was painful. And so when we got back on the boat, he went to the infirmary and he said, can I get some ice? And they're like, sure, $5. And it's like, just that, it's ice. You had it already sitting around. And he's like, I'm not going to pay you $5 for ice. What can you do for me? I'm like, well, you can have a wheelchair for free. So I took the wheelchair. So he's completely capable of walking, but we were rolling around the wheelchair, and we went down to the exercise room, and we were on the exercise bikes, and I think we were having too much fun. The security guards came, and we were going to get kicked out, and we were like, what? We finally found some fun, and now they're going to kick us out. So we get back in the wheelchair, and we're rolling around, and we're like, what? What can we do? And everyone else seemed to be having a great time on the boat. There was just all these couples from Atlanta. It seemed to be everyone's from Atlanta. They were having a glorious time. And so then me and my wife and my brother, we concoct this plan. And we go up on the top deck, and my brother scrunches himself down into the wheelchair as best as he can. And I start ranting to him. We came here on this cruise because you said that you were going to... You have been faking this. You are able to walk. I want you to get out of the chair. And he's like, I can't walk. He was being pitiful. And finally, we pushed him to the top of the railing, and I dumped him out of the wheelchair to the horrified crowds of everyone around as I was dumping my poor crippled brother off the thing. And then we got back in the wheelchair and we'd go to another part of the ship and we'd turned out to be actually an okay vacation. I recommend the wheelchair.
Thanks a lot, Quentin. Whenever I hear the word